What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about Bitcoin is a lie, not a scam, not a bubble, not magic internet money, but a lie so big, so deeply woven into the fabric of our financial system that most people never even question it? Because the real truth isn't about Bitcoin making you rich. It's about why Bitcoin had to be created in the first place. Before we begin, do me one favor. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the videos that the banks, governments, and influencers pray you never watch. Now, let me take you into the secret world behind the digital money revolution, the hidden truth no one ever told you about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. This is not a hype video. This is not financial advice. This is the story you were never meant to hear, because if you understand the truth behind Bitcoin, you'll never look at money, banks, or your government the same way again. If you think cryptocurrency is just about buying low and selling high, if you think it's about charts, candles, memes, and Elon Musk tweets, you're missing the entire point. Bitcoin did not appear in a world where everything was fine. It appeared in a world on fire. And to understand why, you need to go back. Back before the greed, before the scams, before the crashes. Back to the moment the world's financial system broke and no one told you. In 2008, something happened. Something that shook the foundations of the global economy. Banks collapsed. People lost their homes. Retirement accounts evaporated. Governments panicked. Billionaires got bailouts. And ordinary people paid the price. Money, the thing you work for every day, was exposed as fragile, unstable, and manipulated. But here's the hidden truth. The world didn't collapse because people couldn't pay. The world collapsed because the entire system was built like a giant Jenga tower. Fake stability on top of fake stability, until it all came crashing down. And while politicians swore everything would be okay, one anonymous figure watched quietly, taking notes. A shadow, a ghost. A name that would change history. Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi didn't create Bitcoin because he wanted fame, or because he wanted to become rich, or because he cared about trends. He created Bitcoin because he saw a truth the world refused to admit. The people no longer owned money. The banks owned money, and the people only borrowed it from them. If a bank freezes your account, your money is gone. If inflation rises, your money shrinks. If the government prints more money, the value of your savings evaporates. Money wasn't yours, you just thought it was. So Satoshi wrote a white paper, just 9 pages long, that quietly declared war on the entire financial world. He proposed a system where no bank controls your money, where no government can freeze your funds, where no one can print unlimited cash, where every transaction is transparent, and where the power of money returns to the hands of the people. This wasn't cryptocurrency. This was financial rebellion. Most people think Bitcoin is about getting rich fast. But the real purpose of Bitcoin is far bigger. Bitcoin is freedom from a broken financial system. Your money today is inflation-prone, centralized, controlled, trackable, unlimited, in supply, manipulated. Bitcoin is the opposite. Bitcoin is decentralized, borderless, resistant to inflation, limited to 21 million, not controlled by anyone, trustless and transparent. The hidden truth no one tells you is Bitcoin isn't competing with crypto. Bitcoin is competing with money itself. Not just dollars or naira or euros, but the very concept of centralized money. For your entire life, you were told that banks keep your money safe. But here's the truth. Banks don't store your money. They use it, loan it, multiply it, and profit from it. You deposit $1,000. The bank loans out $900. Someone deposits that. The bank loans out $810. Someone deposits that. The bank loans out $729. After a few cycles, your $1,000 magically becomes $9,000 in loans. This system is called fractional reserve banking, and it's the reason why banks can collapse. It's also why inflation is unavoidable, because money isn't created by governments. It's created by debt. Bitcoin said, enough. Bitcoin forces discipline. No printing, no manipulation, no trust us, no invisible losses, no faking stability. This is the truth no one wants to talk about. Bitcoin exposes how broken the world's money truly is. The U.S. Federal Reserve, the most powerful financial institution on earth, has one job: control money. Bitcoin threatens that, not because Bitcoin is large, but because Bitcoin is uncontrollable. Governments fear what they cannot control. Banks fear what they cannot profit from. Corporations fear what they cannot dominate. So they do what all powerful institutions do when threatened.
They create fear. Bitcoin is used by criminals. Bitcoin is a bubble. Bitcoin is too volatile. Bitcoin wastes energy. Bitcoin can be banned. But here's the irony. The US dollar is used for far more crime. Stocks are far more volatile. The banking system uses far more energy. And no government can ban a decentralized network. Bitcoin is not perfect, but it is honest. And honesty is dangerous to the system. As Bitcoin grew, others saw opportunity. Ethereum.Ripple, Litecoin, Cardano, Solana, thousands more. Some were brilliant innovations. Some were experiments. Some were scams. But the truth no one tells you is this. Altcoins are not competitors to Bitcoin. They are competitors to the internet itself. Ethereum isn't trying to replace money. It's trying to replace banks, apps, smart contracts, data systems, digital identity, how we interact on the internet. Solana wants to be the next global settlement layer. Cardano wants to transform identity and governance. Ripple wants to replace Swift. Crypto isn't one idea. It's a battlefield of ideas, and the world is watching. Here's the part no influencer ever wants to talk about. Crypto has a dark side, a very dark side, because freedom attracts innovation, but it also attracts greed. Crypto is filled with rug pulls, meme scams, fake projects, Ponzi schemes, wash trading, manipulation, exploit hacks, false promises. And millions of people have lost money. But the deeper truth is this: the scams didn't come from crypto. The scams came from human nature. There were scams long before Bitcoin. There were Ponzi schemes long before Ethereum. There were frauds long before blockchain. Crypto didn't invent greed. It simply exposed it on a global scale. Crypto is not a bubble. Crypto is not a trend. Crypto is not a phase. Crypto is the inevitable evolution of money itself. Think about it. You don't buy CDs, you stream music. You don't rent DVDs, you watch Netflix. You don't write letters, you send messages. You don't carry maps, you use Google Maps. The world has digitized everything except money. But now, money is finally catching up. And here's the hidden truth. Every country on Earth is already working on digital currency, a CBDC. That is not by accident. The future will be digital money, borderless money, programmable money, transparent money, decentralized money, whether governments like it or not. Bitcoin isn't just a technology, it's a mirror. It forces you to ask, why is money controlled by others? Why does inflation keep rising? Why is saving becoming impossible? Why do banks decide what you can and cannot do with your own money? Why does the value of your labor fade every year? Why do a few people control the destiny of billions? Bitcoin doesn't give answers, it gives awareness. And awareness is dangerous, because when ordinary people start to understand how money works, the entire system begins to crumble. You have two choices. 1. Continue trusting a system that has failed repeatedly. A system that inflates your savings, that controls your access, that decides your limits, that benefits the wealthy, that keeps you dependent. Or 2. Learn, grow, and position yourself for the digital future. A future where you own your money, you control your financial destiny, you aren't limited by borders, you aren't restricted by banks, you have a say in the evolution of money. This video isn't telling you to buy Bitcoin. This video isn't telling you to invest in crypto. This video is telling you to wake up. Because the hidden truth no one told you is this: crypto isn't the revolution. You are the revolution, and the world is changing whether you're ready or not. If this opened your eyes, if this made you see money, banks, and cryptocurrency differently, then you owe it to yourself to stay informed. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs to hear the truth. Because the future of money belongs to those who understand it. And now so do you.